Hello and welcome to another amazing video at Smart English Stories. My name is Amelia Harris. This is the only place where you will learn English and personal development of life skills. Thank you for spending your time with me. I hope you will learn something new today. Don't forget to like and subscribe our channel to get new updates. Today's topic is about how reading can unlock your path to better English and transform your life forever. A reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies. The man who never reads lives only one. George R.R. Martin. When I first saw that quote, I felt a spark deep inside. Imagine a young man named Jason living in a small home in Austin, Texas. Jason could barely ask for directions in English. Every day felt like walking through a dark tunnel without a light. Then one rainy afternoon, he wandered into the local library. The smell of crisp pages and the quiet hum of people reading felt like a warm hug. Jason picked up a simple storybook, just a children's fairy tale, and began to read the first sentence. His heart raced. He realized words on a page could speak to him. At first, each word was a puzzle piece he had to force into place. He stammered over kingdom and castle, paused on prince and princess, and felt frustration rise like storm clouds. But every day, Jason read one more page. He discovered that reading did not feel like homework. It felt like visiting a new world every time he opened a book. With each line, his confidence grew. His shy voice in class began to clear up. New words became friends instead of strangers. At the end of 5 months, Jason spoke English fluently. He led meetings at work, joked with friends, and even told his own stories. His heart swelled with pride. From trembling hellos to full, confident sentences, his journey proved that simple, daily steps can lead to extraordinary change. If Jason can do it, so can you. Let's move next to why reading works like magic. 3. Why reading works like magic. One day, Jason discovered the first secret of reading. It builds your vocabulary without any boring flashcards. As he turned each page, new words popped up like hidden treasures. He met cloak, whisper, and disappear in a fairy tale book. He didn't have to force himself to memorize lists. Instead, each word came alive in a sentence. Jason remembered meanings because he saw how characters used them. By the end of one chapter, his notebook was full of fresh words, and he could feel his confidence growing with every page. Next, reading showed Jason how sentences flow naturally and beautifully. Before, he would write short, choppy lines. I go store. Now, by reading novels and simple stories, he saw how commas guide the breath, how conjunctions link ideas, and how questions ask for surprises. Sentences became melodies in his mind. When he wrote his own notes, he could mimic those patterns. His English no longer sounded stiff. Instead, it felt smooth and alive. Each time he read a good sentence, he stored its rhythm in his heart. Another magic trick reading taught was grammar without the headache. Jason feared rules. Tenses, articles, and prepositions felt like endless puzzles. But when he read story after story, he absorbed correct grammar like a sponge. He saw past tense verbs in adventure tales, present tense in daily diaries, and dialogues full of contractions. Soon, he could sense when a sentence sounded wrong, even if he couldn't explain the rule. Reading gave him a sixth sense for English. Grammar stopped feeling like a separate subject and became part of his natural intuition. Reading also unlocked Jason's imagination and memory. Each book transported him to distant lands, a pirate ship, or a hidden forest, painting vivid pictures in his mind. As he visualized scenes, he practiced remembering details, characters' names, plot twists, and dialogues. This exercise sharpened his memory for everyday English. He could recall words faster and connect them to real-life situations. Imagination, too, began to bloom. Jason found himself dreaming in English, creating small stories in his head. His mind sparkled with ideas, and his speech gained color and life. Spelling, punctuation, and rhythm improved almost by themselves, too. As Jason's eyes traced each line, his brain learned the right way to spell tomorrow or necessary. He noticed where periods marked full stops and where exclamation points showed strong emotion. The flow of paragraphs taught him pacing, when to pause and when to speed up. These subtle lessons melded into his writing and speaking. His text messages and emails became clear and error-free. Reading made these skills feel effortless, like a dance his fingers and tongue learned together. In every page Jason read, he found a lesson waiting for him. With each book, he built a stronger foundation in English, vocabulary, structure, grammar, imagination, and rhythm. Reading didn't just feel magical, it was a powerful tool that transformed his skills bit by bit. If you pick up a book today and read just a few pages, you'll discover the same magic. Keep going, and you'll see your English blossom in ways you never imagined. 4. The hidden superpowers of reading. Deep inside every book lies a secret strength. Confidence. One afternoon, Maya from San Diego nervously prepared for a job interview. Her hands shook as she read a few pages of a short story. With every sentence she finished, Maya felt a little braver. By the time she walked into the interview room, her heart still raced, but now with excitement instead of fear. She answered questions clearly, remembered key phrases from her reading, and smiled at the right moments. After the interview, her new confidence surprised her most of all. Reading also teaches you to think in English. When Jason first started, he translated every thought from his native language. I want coffee became yo quiero café in his mind, then I want coffee when he spoke. But after weeks of reading simple novels, he began to form thoughts directly in English. One morning, he woke up and thought, today is going to be great. In English. That moment felt like flying without wings. His brain no longer needed a translation bridge. It crossed the river on its own. Creativity is another hidden gift of reading. When you follow a character's journey, your own mind paints scenes and invents new ideas. Sophia from Chicago read a fantasy book about a hidden kingdom beneath the sea. Later, she sat in a cafe and began sketching her own underwater world on a napkin. The story inspired her to write a poem and share it with friends. Reading planted seeds of imagination that bloomed into art, projects, and fresh ways to express yourself in English. Reading also builds emotional intelligence. Stories let you live inside others' feelings, joy, sorrow, hope, and fear. Jason once read a chapter where a character lost a dear friend. He felt tears sting his eyes, and in that moment, he understood sadness in English for the first time. This emotional practice helped him empathize with people around him. When a colleague shared a problem, Jason could respond with caring words and the right tone. His reading experience taught him how to connect hearts with language. Finally, reading reveals culture and context. Books show how Americans speak, think, and feel in real life. Through dialogues in a modern novel, Jason learned slang like hang out and no big deal. By reading a memoir, Maya discovered how people describe family gatherings and holidays. Understanding these details made her English more natural. When she told a friend about her weekend barbecue, she used phrases she had only seen in books, and her friend said, "You sound like a native speaker." These hidden superpowers, confidence, thinking in English, creativity, emotional intelligence, and cultural insight live in every book you open. They work quietly, page by page, until one day you notice how far you've come. So pick up a story that sparks your interest and dive in. Your journey to powerful English begins with the turn of a page. Let me know when you're ready to explore what to read next. 5. What to read. Best types of books for learners. When you're starting out, short story collections can feel like sweet bites rather than a large meal. Graded readers, books written for different levels, offer simple plots and clear vocabulary. Imagine Alex from Denver picking up a level 1 reader about a boy and his dog. In just 10 pages, he learns new words, enjoys a complete story, and feels proud. Roald Dahl's short tales, like Boy, Tales of Childhood, are another perfect choice. They introduce fun language without overwhelming you. Children's books are not only for kids, they're magical tools for learners. Titles like Charlotte's Web or The Very Hungry Caterpillar use simple, repetitive language, letting you absorb words naturally. Picture Lily in Seattle reading Green Eggs and Ham. She giggles at the rhyme, pauses to look up ham, and tomorrow she uses ham in her breakfast chat. These books build a strong foundation, so you won't feel lost when you move to more complex stories. Young adult novels bridge the gap between children's tales and adult literature. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green speaks to readers aged 22 to 34 with realistic dialogue and modern references. Jason once read about Hazel's humor and felt inspired to mimic her sarcastic tone in an email, something he never thought possible. These novels tackle deeper themes, giving you richer vocabulary and idioms you'll use in everyday life. Daily news articles and blogs sharpen your formal and informal registers. Apps like BBC Learning English present short news pieces with helpful vocabulary notes. Maya subscribed to The Guardian's Word of the Day emails, which explain tricky phrases like on the brink of or in the pipeline. Reading a 5-minute news summary each morning, she felt connected to current events and gained language that works in both work emails and friendly chats. Subtitled TV shows with available scripts combine listening and reading. Shows like Friends or Stranger Things let you read lyrics of dialogues while hearing native speakers. Sophia from Chicago played an episode's transcript on her phone while watching. She paused when characters joked about pivot in furniture moving and noted how they laughed. This dual input strengthens listening skills and teaches conversational rhythm. Be careful to avoid books that are far above your level. If you pick up Ulysses or a dense philosophy tome before you're ready, frustration will flood in like a sudden storm, and you may give up. Look for books where you understand at least 70% of the words. If you're stuck on too many pages, choose simpler titles. The right level keeps you motivated and turns every reading session into a victory. Here are a few tips for choosing the right book. Browse the first chapter and count unfamiliar words. If it's more than 10 per page, try something easier. Check reviews on Goodreads to see if other learners found the book helpful. Visit your local library's language learning section. Librarians often have curated collections. For free books, explore apps like Libby. For library ebooks, Project Gutenberg, Public Domain Classics, or Amazon's free Kindle First Reads. By mixing these types, short stories, children's books, young adult novels, news articles, and scripted shows, you craft a balanced diet for your English. Each format strengthens different muscles: reading, listening, vocabulary, and cultural insight. Next up, we'll dive into your step-by-step plan for reading every day and turning these materials into fluent English. 6. How to read for better English. Step-by-step plan. Imagine Sophia from Houston starts her day at 7 a.m. She opens a simple children's book and reads one page aloud. The words feel soft on her tongue, and she doesn't rush. Reading aloud for just 5 minutes warms up her voice and mind. She hears the rhythm of English and feels less afraid to speak with others later. Small steps like this set the tone for her entire day. After breakfast, Sophia picks 5 new words from the page she read this morning. She underlines them in her notebook. Words like bright, flutter, and whisper come alive when she writes them down. Then she looks up each word's meaning and writes a simple sentence: "The butterfly's wings flutter in the sun." By doing this, she turns unfamiliar words into friends she can call on later when she talks or writes. In the afternoon, Sophia writes a one-line summary of her reading. Even if it sounds simple, "A girl meets a wise owl," this practice helps her understand the story and keeps her brain active. Writing summaries forces her to think in English rather than translating from her first language. Each line builds her confidence in expressing ideas clearly and concisely. Next, Sophia speaks about the book with her friend, Alex. They meet online for 10 minutes every day. Sophia tells Alex what happened in the story using her underlined words. When she stumbles, Alex gently corrects her. This friendly practice gives her real conversation experience and makes her feel less alone. Speaking with a partner turns reading from a private habit into a shared adventure. In the evening, Sophia joins a reading club on an app like Goodreads or HelloTalk. She posts her one-line summary and the 5 new words she learned. Other learners comment on her post, offering tips and encouragement. Sophia reads their feedback and makes small adjustments. This community helps her stay motivated and shows her that everyone struggles and succeeds together. Let's look at a full sample day. 7 a.m. Read one page aloud, 5 minutes. 8 a.m. Underline and learn 5 new words in your notebook, 10 minutes. 12:30 p.m. Write a one-line summary of your reading, 5 minutes. 6 p.m. Speak about the story with a friend online, 10 minutes. 8 p.m. Share your summary and words in a reading club, 10 minutes. Total reading practice, 40 minutes per day. By following this step-by-step plan, Sophia gradually builds her skills without feeling overwhelmed. Consistency matters more than time. Even short sessions, when done every day, compound into massive progress over 5 months. Try this plan yourself. Pick easy materials, break tasks into tiny steps, and share your journey with friends or online groups. Your English will grow page by page, step by step, turning simple habits into fluent speech. Let me know when you're ready to hear real-life success stories next. 7. Real-life success stories, how reading changed lives. Ahmed lived in Cairo and moved to New York for work. He felt nervous every day. He read 50 pages of a simple novel each morning. After 3 months, he used new words in meetings. His boss noticed his clear speech. Now Ahmed leads a project team with confidence. Priya lived in Mumbai and loved The Alchemist. She read it slowly, noting idioms like "follow your heart." She practiced those lines in front of her mirror. Soon, her accent grew softer and more natural. Priya's friends told her she sounded almost American. She smiled, proud of her hard work. Each story shows one truth: books do more than teach words. They open doors to new jobs, new friends, and new dreams. Ahmed and Priya found that reading didn't just improve English, it improved their whole world. You can be next. Just pick up a book and start today. 8. Final thought. One book can change your life. Reading is not about words alone. It is about transformation. When you open a book, you step into someone else's life. You feel their joy and their pain. You learn words and feelings at the same time. Your journey begins with a single page. That page can lead to a chapter, a book, and a lifetime of confidence. Imagine yourself speaking English with ease. Imagine the doors that open when you share your ideas clearly. Books give you that power. Which book will be the first step in your English journey? Pick one today. Read even a single page. Feel the magic of words. Your life can change in wonderful ways, one sentence at a time.